If I could trade one candlestick for the rest of my life, it would be this one here that I'm going to teach you today, the engulfing candle. And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know on how to play it for continuations that could lead to profits. And if this is your first time, subscribe to the channel, like it. This is Market Move's second channel for education. Let's go to Discord, let's go to the scan bot, and let's check out the bullish engulfing daily candle alert. So inside our trading group, we get alerts on bullish engulfing candles. They're some of my favorites because they're some of the easiest ways to make money. These came out 2 days ago, and I'm going to go through every one of them to show you how to play the engulfing candle. So first off, let's go to pins, and I want to show you exactly what that looks like. So here is the engulfing candle. Most people don't understand what an inside candle is, what an engulfing candle is. An inside candle is inside the range of the previous candle. So this candle right here is inside the range of the big green candle. Looks like a pregnant mother. So we see this one leading to a move the next day, another inside candle, and then another move, another possible inside candle. But this is getting bullish now. So this is the start of the momentum change, the start of the possible bull run. So that's why we love engulfing candles. They tell us the bottom. They tell us something that is going to switch directions. Here's another one right here. The very next day we saw a gap down. So there's two scenarios on this one chart that I really want to point out. We do have the gap down scenario. The very next day we could gap down. We do have the inside candle scenario. I want to point that out too. The very next day we could trade inside. Both are great ways to get in. So the gap down, you missed everything. It's better to get in on the engulfing candle when it happens, so when it gaps, you can get out for profits. Once you see it start to engulf here, so once it passes the high of the previous candle, and I'll point that out right about here, that is your entry point when the market is alive. You don't want to enter the next day because you're going to miss the gap for the most part. So you can be patient, you can get in the next day, but you are risking missing that gap. And you can see this did not gap up. So you would have been better off waiting to the next day because of time decay and because just to let this thing trade sideways and be more patient. But you can see that when we came out of it, popped over this line actually becomes, instead of resistance, now support. And so we can use this line to actually get in the future. But again, once you break that line and it fully engulfs the previous day, which is considered passing the high of the previous day, that's where you could get in. That's one possible entry point. The only downside is holding overnight, anything can happen. And if the candle isn't fully done and finished, we don't know if it's going to come back down, have a wick, not engulf, because that's another possibility. So here's another one. Check this out. Engulfing candle right here. There's about 4 of them on this chart alone. This engulfing candle did not lead to a gap down, led to an inside candle, which led to a run lower. This candle right here, another engulfing candle for pins. This chart is full of them. This led to a 2 candle continuation. So again, you have to have a stop loss with everything. This is just a high probable event of making money and getting continuation, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen every time. What I've learned in the stock market is always have a stop loss because things don't work out like you think they will. But this one was the very best one because engulfed, if you got in right here, just Control C this one, put the line up, you would have been in profits by the end of the day. You probably could have swung some free contracts to the next day and got that gap down. And you could even held them for the next 5 days for a huge move lower in pins. So again, that engulfing candle, once you pass the low, if it's red engulfing, if you pass the low of the previous day, you could initiate some puts and then hold them till the next day. But keep a stop loss, whatever you're comfortable with, 10, 30, or 50%, just because stop losses save you in the long run. Over here, you could see we never made the move from pins yet. So we're still kind of going higher, but still chopping. So this would have been a great trade just to take profit along the way. If it hits 30%, you take some off. If it comes back down to support, you buy some more contracts. But this is one scenario. You got the inside candle. It happened over here too. So this one in the middle did not produce a gap down, produced an inside candle. And that's how we know that, again, this isn't an obvious way of just getting gap downs in money. Sometimes it trades inside. The reason being is because such a large move in the market needs to have structure. And let me explain that. So when price moves too quickly, sometimes the market will retest the levels back down to make sure there's still buyers interested. And that's what happens with engulfing candles. If it happens too quick, if there wasn't enough volume, it comes back down the next day. And that's how you get that inside candle in the wick. So this wick right here is exactly what we're looking for. Let's just dissect this a tad more and teach you exactly what we need to make sure this is still a good strategy or a good entry point. So number one, you don't want to retest more than 50% of the candle body. So if I go to the candle body here, top to bottom, you're going to see the halfway mark is exactly where we retested. If you go past that, it does not make the engulfing candle a good entry point. So you want to make sure if you're going to enter this setup on the next inside candle, you don't break the 50% retracement. So we didn't do that here. We actually held it and went higher. So that was a perfect entry point. If you tagged your entries lower at the 50% retracement, you probably would have made a lot of money just in this one candle and then got money on the very next day. So that is one scenario that happens, is the retracement. But please be careful that you don't retrace that much. Let's move on. Let's go on to the other engulfing candles and just see what happened the very next day. So as you can see, we had an alert for pins. It didn't really move higher or retested, but we are getting the trend change here. Apps here is different though, because it engulfed right about here, inside candle, very next day ran. So that inside candle was your entry point to get in. And as you can see, we held the high of this previous candle. So you always want to make sure you're not retesting too much, number one. And number two, you want to make sure you're holding the support level. So this is the high of the previous, should be support for the future. So these are bullish engulfing candles. You can go to the opposite direction, but just take note. This is the second chart I put in DraftKings here. Engulfed, not really, because the body didn't pass the other body, but I'll call it engulfing. I mean, at one point during the day, we were fully engulfing this. The next day we ran, gapped up and ran. So those are two candles, two runners. Let's go to pack B. Pack B, look at that. Engulf, that's a true engulfing candle because we passed the whole body. The whole body is truly engulfed by that body. Next candle runner, next candle runner. So as you can see, we don't have many alerts that come through per day like this, but the ones that do pay. Look at this one. It truly engulfed that whole body. Massive candle, runner, runner. So if you just traded engulfing candles, I honestly think you can make a full-time income. I can't back that up. I have no proof, but for me personally, I'm really glad I got these alerted to the group on autopilot because it's just such an insane strategy. Here's another engulfer, runner the next day, inside candle. What we know with inside candles is big moves happen shortly after. So if I wanted to play this, here's exactly what I would do. Let's go to one engulfing candle that's more recent, and I'll show you exactly what I would think the next day if I wanted to get in. So they're in the updates tab. If we go to engulfing candles, let's see if any of them came out in the Discord. Large movers, go-to was engulfing. I don't think I really like that one though. Let's just keep scrolling. Look at all these other alerts I got up. Cloud bullish, big movers, bullish, 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 bullish. Yeah, the cloud bullish ones come like all the time. Buy signal, here we go. Bullish engulfing candle. STNE and then UNP. So STNE engulfed the previous day and ran. So that one, I'm a day late to that. UNP, engulfed the previous day and ran. So let's see if we have any inside candles, because those would be a perfect re-entry point for this. Here we are, double engulfing candle. We engulfed this one. We came back, engulfed it again. You can't see it, but there it is on earnings. That's probably what happened. So I just want to find one that has an inside candle. Nope, they all run. It's just insane how amazing this is for entry points. I should honestly have an engulfing candle account and just see how I could do with it. But this candle here, I'm looking for an inside candle and an entry point. So again, I would like to get on this stuff for an inside candle. I went back into Discord. I found the ones that did come out today. This is engulfing, just happened today, which means it's a fresh engulfer. What I'm looking for here is no more than a 50% retracement. So let's see exactly where the 50% mark is. And I'm just going from the candle body low to the candle body high. This is going to be right around 2020. So if we cross that level, that's where I'm going to get stopped out. So I'm putting my stop loss in this play there, but I want to give myself some wiggle room. So ideally, this is what happens. We spend one day trading sideways, and the next day we run higher. So all that would happen is we would just need to pass the high of the candle and support ourselves at the 50% retracement. So this is an entry point, TAL. I would be thinking this could be a great setup if we support 2020 and we break out over 2130. So that's a live one. This one could work out in the next couple days, and that's exactly how I'd play it. Another one that just came out was QFIN today, but this one, it has been trading inside. So we really haven't truly engulfed this one because the candle bodies are the same size. Every single one of them is the same size. So I don't see this one being a great one. But again, that's the engulfing candle, my favorite stock setup to trade, candlestick setup. And this setup alone could make me a full-time income, and I might seriously try it out. But if you guys want to trade with me 7 days for free, hit the link below. And if you want to see our technical analysis playlist on more charting videos, check it out in the video to the right of me. Peace out. Have a good day.